Ooh, we're already on to another unit. This is going fast. Unit 4, cardiovascular system. Now remember, here we are, adverse effects, patient teaching, dosage calculation, and med administration, and a safe factor. We're going to be talking about ways that we're going to be able to help the cardiovascular system, and we're going to start first with urinary output. Your diuretics, right? So there's as I'm looking here, and we are on page 234, furosemide. No furosemide for the rest of your life. It's a drug that works really well. And I believe in one of the other videos I talked about how you need to have potassium with furosemide. So keep that in mind as you go forward. The other thing that's happening with furosemide is we're reducing the third spacing, you know, the swelling in the legs, but also the pulmonary edema as well that's caused by your heart failure. Furosemide, when it's administered via IV push, works extremely quickly. So one of the things we're going to watch for is if that patient has a urinary catheter, we're going to watch the urine output because it's going to go really fast over, you know, you'll see that bag fill up within an hour with urine. And so the side effects that we want to watch, you can appreciate how if we're going to take fluid off of a patient, patient is at risk for becoming dehydrated. Patient's at risk for becoming hypotensive. Patient is at risk for being hypokalemic, which we already talked about potassium. So take a look and know page 235 for furosemide. That's an important drug for you to know. Next important drug for you to know is, remember that this does interact with DIG. That's an important thing because DIG is another heart drug. Also about furosemide, sorry, I'm going back to it really quick. Remember that I's and O's are the most sensitive predictor of fluid retention in a patient with heart failure. So the other thing that's actually the most sensitive is weighing your patient. So if your patient goes from 160 to 166 in one day, they're retaining fluid. It's not because they're eating too much. And so your daily weights are a real predictable way to know if your client is retaining fluid. And if I said I's and O's were the most sensitive, I was incorrect. I really meant daily weights. One of the things that is also important for patient safety is we're going to give this drug in the morning so that that patient, especially if they don't have a catheter, right, we're going to give it in the morning because they're getting up to the bathroom all day long. My dad would hate taking his furosemide because he would have to go to the bathroom, so finally he just refused it. Patients need to watch for hypotension and be ready to predict if they have postural hypotension, which means they faint or they're dizzy with standing up, right? And we talked about encouraging them with high in potassium foods. Yeah, take a look at furosemide a lot. Good, 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 good. As I'm going through here, potassium sparing, spironolactone is there. That's the main hit with that one. And so as you're going through, this one causes the opposite problem, is hyperkalemia. Remember, too much potassium can stop the heart as well. So look at that drug. And then your osmotic diuretic, mannitol, which I mentioned the other day, mannitol, you would need to have a filter if you're giving it IV. Piggyback. It's primarily used for reducing intracranial pressure and interocular pressure. So mannitol is, as you're looking page 242, there's that. To prevent administering microscopic crystals, you need to use a filter needle and have a filter in the tubing. And so that was chapter 19. And take a look at that because diuretics we do a ton of patient teaching with. So you really want to take a look at chapter 19 and be able to know your diuretics.